right, welcome back everyone to GNK TV. I've received a lot of feedback from everyone wondering when we're going to switch the name to Greg and Kim TV. We're
Greg,
finally
this
giving
is
it
the
to you
last
today.
time that
So
you
I
can
really
make that
appreciate
joke.
all
It's
of
getting really old.
So today we're talking about the buy and hold strategy. However, we're going to compare this against the flip strategy to just give us some things to have a comparison with. So the buy and hold strategy is what, Kim?
Buy and hold, that is when you acquire a property for the purpose of keeping that property and collecting on the rental income over time.
That's fantastic.
Now, in our last episode, we talked about flipping and how that will give you quick cash. We talked about the advantages and disadvantages to that. But here, we're going to talk about the buy and hold strategy, and you are going to hear more advantages to this one than you would have heard on the flipping, because this is what we do. This is what we love. This is what's going to retire us. This is how we believe that you quickly build passive income for you and your family over time, building wealth. You do that through buying properties and holding on to them.
Absolutely. So Kim is going to give us a few of the advantages to the buying hold strategy for real estate.
Sure. First and foremost, this is the best strategy to have cash flow, continuous flow on a monthly basis. With the buy and hold strategy, you're going to collect rent, whether you're collecting $700 or $3,000 a month. You're going to be collecting that rent on a monthly basis. It's going to be continuous, and you do that for as long as you keep the property. That is the hugest benefit, that cash flow coming in every month. You won't have to worry about it. There are some disadvantages with dealing with tenants and whether or not you're going to get your money on time, but we'll talk about that when we get to the disadvantages. But for now, just know that collecting that money every month is a huge, huge plus. We benefit from it greatly. We think you will too. The next thing is the tax advantages. There are so many advantages to getting money over time rather than collecting a whole bunch of money at once. If you're getting it over time and you count that as rental income, you get to deduct your expenses like your mortgage and any maintenance fees and your property management fees. You deduct those expenses from your income on an annual basis.
Absolutely. And then another tax benefit is depreciation. So depreciation just accounts for the fact that a home is a building that is going to need updates over time. So since a home can't last forever without having any amount of maintenance, you're able to depreciate the total value of the home against your total rental income. This greatly decreases your income or your tax exposure to help you to make more money while not getting taxed on it.
Exactly. Another advantage is the fact that it's low stress, it's passive. If you hire a property manager, we'll do another episode on having a good property manager because you will need one. If you hire a property manager that takes care of everything for you, you kick back and you don't have to worry about it until something happens and you got to shovel out some money to pay for some upgrades. But other than that, it's passive. You're just collecting that check and living your best life.
Yes, and then one of the other advantages are that you get to increase your overall net worth. So your property is going to add to your net worth through appreciation and the equity that you have in it. And your renters are going to pay down your mortgage every month, decreasing the amount of debt you have, thus in turn increasing your net worth.
Yeah, you get the best of both worlds, right? You're going to collect rental income on a monthly basis. Obviously, from that rental income, you might have to pay down a mortgage if you didn't pay for the house in cash. So, but after you pay down the mortgage, the rest of that money goes straight into your pocket. Then from the mortgage, a piece of that money goes straight towards the principal. So they were increasing the equity you have in that property over time, which, like Greg said, will increase your net worth, which is just a huge win-win.
Absolutely. And then next we're going to move into the disadvantages of the buy and hold strategy. What are some of the disadvantages?
The biggest disadvantage is having to deal with tenants. Now, we have friends who have properties that don't have property managers, and they like it because they don't have to shovel out any extra money per month for them. but they have to deal with the tenants. So something's going wrong, a water leaking, the neighbor, anything. It could be
toilet doesn't work.
Right. I mean, they called us the other day about a toilet. So we'll call the property manager. But absolutely, like, you have to deal with the tenants on a monthly, daily basis if you have a rental property.
Yeah, absolutely. But we would say if you do have a property that you keep in great condition and that you're proud of and that you would like to live in, you'll have a lot less problems with your tenants.
That's one of our mottos, is that we definitely don't put anyone in any of our properties that we wouldn't have minded living in ourselves. So keep up your properties.
And then next disadvantages of rental property is the slow return of money. So since you're getting rent, it's not going to be your fast inflows of cash like in your flipping process. However, you still get a trickle of money, which not necessarily will retire you with your first rental property, but if you have a great portfolio, you can be in a really nice place.
And yeah, like you're saying, Greg, that's a huge thing that I just want to emphasize. At the point that you have one property, okay, you're not making a crap ton of money each month. But once you acquire 3, 4, 5, 6, and you're able to clear maybe $500 a month off of each property, that extra $3,000 a month in your pocket, and it's passive. You don't have to do anything to keep collecting that money. That's a game changer, especially considering, what line of work you're in. That's easily supplemental money that you can acquire without having to go get a law degree or something like that to get that extra money in your pocket.
Yes, and then the next disadvantage we'll talk about is the large down payments. So the money has to come from somewhere, and a large down payment can be a barrier into your ability to get into real estate deals. Along with that, there may be other financing requirements that your lender or bank may have that may add extra barriers into getting a property.
Now, this is definitely the case if you acquire the property via financing it. Some of you might go out and already have the cash to buy this property and do a couple of upgrades to keep the property, and that's a great method.
Yeah, and so along with those financing requirements, those are just some of the barriers to entry, and those disadvantages are inherent to any business, but money has to come from somewhere. So that's why in a few of our other episodes we preach decreasing your expenses so you have more money to invest.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for tuning in. Our next episode, we are going to talk about flipping versus buy and holds via using a cash example of what those expenses would look like and how you would go about doing it.
Yes, we're going to give you the numbers so you can get a behind the scenes view and really get a good breakdown before you go out and flip or buy and hold a home yourself.
All right. Thanks so much for tuning in. Make sure you like this video, subscribe, follow us on Instagram. Our Instagram channel is linked below, and we just enjoy doing this for you all. If you have any comments or suggestions, just let us know. Talk to you soon.